And some people are a little bit afraid. Everybody knows that AI will not take our job. Somebody that uses AI will take it.
Hello, hello. This is Jo Arley, and welcome to Back into Alignment podcast. Today we have an incredible guest. He actually is just signing up now. Is Elyes Elair. He is an incredible innovation expert. Is going to be sharing his testament of adaptability and growth. Elyes Elair was born and raised in Tunisia, spent 23 years in Canada, and he's going to be sharing his journey now in the UAE. How are you?
Hello, Charlie. I'm doing great. How about you?
Yes, well, it's Monday and we are so ready to start this new week in Dubai. Yes, we are from Canada, but we live in Dubai and we're excited to connect through the Canadian alumni. That's how I get to meet you. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, Joel. As you've mentioned, when we compare, we're March. It's I think 32 degrees today. So if we compare it with Canada, it's quite hot. So again, we're enjoying the weather here. So indeed,
Yeah, we
everything is
cannot
all right.
complain. We cannot complain from here.
100%.
So now Dubai is your home, same for me. Fascinating with the intersection that you have created between engineering, technology, and AI. So I see you very active in LinkedIn. And today I wanted to share with everyone the impact of AI in daily life, in workplace, and even to connect to our families. I had a previous conversation with you, and I was fascinated to know how this could be happening. It's very important for us to be aware that we are either integrating AI in our life or someone else will do it for us. So your impact in the career of technology is actually undeniable. You have been working with top organizations like WSP, which is the Engineering Global Organization, National Bank of Canada, Canadian National Railway. So you're leading digital transformation with initiative that we can see already creating impact in the UAE. I have seen you already speaking in big stages right here, representing Canada, representing Tunisia, and all this amazing transformation happening with the AI, especially as you probably people know, in Dubai, we have the Ministry of AI, which is something that we don't have in Canada. So definitely the UAE is stepping into this arena in a big level. So tell us a little bit about how you became also the king of networking in Dubai right away. And tell us a little bit of your journey of transferring from Canada to the UAE.
Yeah, indeed. So again, just to come back to AI and technology, first of all, I'm passionate about that, Charlie. Sometimes when you love what you're doing, you do that extra miles without even thinking, without even doing any effort. And that's who am I with regards to technology. And recently, with the hype of AI, it's quite amazing to see how AI today is everywhere, how AI is becoming an opportunity for all companies, for all individuals, for everybody to be more productive, to be more innovative. So how I ended up or why I choose UAE, to be very honest, as you've mentioned, I was blessed to work in leading company in Canada and globally. And such opportunities allowed me to work with very inspiring and very exceptional people, very open-minded people that are very knowledgeable on their domain. And let's say since the last 3, 4 years, I've been going back and forth here in UAE. And to be very honest with you, I felt in love with the region. I think it's not very complicated to like this region for many reasons. Most importantly for me, it was when I was in Canada, I needed to travel to US to go to Las Vegas or to attend to events, and then in Montreal, Toronto, go into Europe. And what I've noticed here, UAE is a hub for business and innovation. So instead of going to many places around the world, everybody are coming to Dubai and to UAE. So And then I've seen as well, as you've mentioned, Joe, earlier, when it comes to technology, actually UAE, they created the Ministry of AI since 2017.
Hmm.
So it's I think they were the first around the globe to do that. And recently, I would say the last year, I guess, or maybe a little bit before 2023, they appointed a chief of AI in each and single government entity, which means that they really believe that AI and technology will have a specific added value and in each and single, I would say, government entity and ministry. So all that to say, in Dubai or in UAE in general, you're gonna we are working and we're meeting great people. There is a vision, a clear vision about how technology and how AI can help. And therefore, there is very exceptional initiatives and I would say projects where people like me that are specialists in technology are, we can feel that we're adding value into the region and into the world. More recently, I've also started, you've mentioned Joali, I've been in Canada for 23 years and connecting with a lot of industry, a lot of company and startups. And also recently, I'm starting also helping Canadian and other global startups to come to the market here, where, to your point, you've mentioned I'm the king of connection. Because I really love meeting people. And one of the best quote that I like, Joarli, I don't know if you know it or people know it, is be interested to be interesting. So when you meet people, first of all, be keen to understand who they are, what they like, what they are passionate about. And very naturally, when people gonna feel that you are really interested and you don't need to fake it, you really need to be interested with that, people gonna openly start to discussion about interesting things with you. And that's what I really love. And therefore, since I've been here, I'm going to a lot of events, as you've mentioned, and I'm quite active on LinkedIn. So even virtually, people are connecting with me, and I'm connecting with people to see, okay, how we can apply technology in this area, how we can collaborate in another area, basically around technology and around personal growth, etc. So in a nutshell, this is how I'm passionate about technology, how I'm passionate about AI, and as I've mentioned earlier, I would say this is how I felt in love with UAE and Dubai, and therefore I decided to come here.
Yeah, of course. And like you comment, the UAE is actually right in the center of the map of the world. If you actually open the map and look at where the UAE is located, it's right in the center. We have 80% from here. We can reach 80% of the world in 8 hours flight. We can go to Africa, we can go to Europe, we can go to Asia. We're literally right in the center. So for us, it's much easier to connect in all levels, from like personal connection to business connection, with multiple people coming to Dubai to explore. And like you say, it only takes one time to come to Dubai to fall in love with the place, because it runs smoothly, because it's clean, because it's safe, and because, as you say, it fosters connections of so many people that have a long background on traveling, like you and I. Like, I'm from Venezuela, as everybody knows my accent. I speak Spanish, logically. And I traveled the world. I live in US before I actually moved to Canada. Like you, I became Canadian, which it was for me the ticket to travel the world. I went to Australia, live in Australia, live in Singapore. I think multiple cultures intertwining one, but I never been in a place like Dubai that actually has literally over 180 nationalities right here. And you literally can see in a restaurant people like local Emirati connecting to people from Africa, people from Europe, Latinos everywhere are here. So definitely we do have this advantage to be able to tap into all of these cultures, to be able to connect in all levels. Like you say, AI is actually now infused on every department of the government, because AI is definitely going to be tipping point for everyone to like tap in and growth. But I also want to share with you, which we already talked about this, for a long time because we realized like we're so passionate about this. And I wanted to share with everybody listening to this podcast is the fear that we feel with AI, right? Because artificial intelligence can be also bring so much fear from us as human. Like how much is the artificial intelligence going to actually take over? Is actually going to control us? So from this unprecedented pace of how AI is actually being getting into business and getting into so many activities that actually are running our life. How can professionals integrate AI into their careers without not only to be competitive, but also to enhance personal growth and fulfillment?
That's a very interesting question, Joelle. So again, as I've mentioned earlier, everybody admit that AI is everywhere. So to your point, and some people are a little bit afraid. Everybody knows that AI will not take our job. Somebody that uses AI will take it, which is so true. So therefore, it's very, very important that as professionals, we need to uh, look for ways how to use AI. To your point, you've mentioned that we need to be more productive. We need also to think how we can collaborate better with our teammates and clients, as well as what, in my opinion, is even more important, is how to be more innovative. So, first of all, we need to be curious. We need to look for technologies, features, and AI tools that will allow us to be to do our job better. And let me tell you, Joarli, I'm meeting um, big companies like Microsoft, Oracle, etc., that are putting more, I would say, a lot of tools for end users. Nobody knows how to better use the tool than ourselves as users. We know our job. Okay, I'm having trouble to collaborate with the clients. I'm having trouble to collaborate with such and such team within our organization. So the objective is to try new ways of working using that technologies. Think about it. Imagine that you are, I would say, working for an organization. All the organizations today, Joarli, as I've said, are investing and are deploying new technologies in their organization. As a professional, my advice for everybody is to be curious, to try, to be curious to understand how the technology can help us. I will take a specific example. In many organizations, Microsoft or they are adopting Microsoft Copilot, which is like a professional chat GPT included in each and single, I would say, Microsoft tool. Think about it in Word, on Teams, on Excel. You should not just continue to do your job as before. You should not just continue to use Excel as you used to be, as you used to do. Most important thing is to try, look to all the training tools and training references and job aids that the organization is putting, I would say, is deploying for you. And therefore, be the first one or be as part of the early adopters. What's going to happen is you're going to try. Would it be easy at the beginning? No, because you're going to learn and you're going to try it and you're going to find a good ways to use it. And never forget, Rory, and everybody listening, organization are investing money and they like employees that they support their future state. So therefore, you will be the one shaping the new way of working and potentially suggesting innovating way of doing it. So in a nutshell, that's just one example, Joarli, where each of us should not just continue to work as without AI, but thinking and be curious to try things and try those features that the technologies today are providing us with, I would say, new way, very innovative way to work with our colleagues, with our clients, and for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Just to be curious, to learn. And like you say, there are also, to be honest, how can we reduce the noise? Because there are so many tools out there, and many of these tools,
Mhm.
they're just testing, like the actually application. And is it
Yeah.
actually going to optimize our life? Or
Yes.
actually is going to diminish our potential, right? Because I see a lot of new students, which, okay, now you're also a father, which I also will talk to you about this right after this question. But let's say if we see a teenager struggling with writing skills or speaking skills, but now they have this tool where they can actually, literally in a matter of seconds, you can generate an asset. You can regenerate a whole article from your thoughts, and
Mhm.
and just generate this work piece that it could take us hours to be able to do it with our potential or with our capabilities. So how is actually, do you see that transition of how much can we actually use it to enhance or use it to actually diminish our actual capabilities?
So I'll repeat it one more time. AI is everywhere, and I will add a new thing. AI is here to stay, Joarly. So
Okay.
to your point, let's say before you are looking for a specific information, Joarly, what you gonna do? What can everybody
Well,
gonna do?
everyone, I guess, back in the day when I was a kid, actually, by the way, my dad is an engineer. My brothers, like my sister, like most of my family, they're engineers. So I'm always close to technology. Like I was one of the first kids at school that had a computer. I was so blessed. My dad brought a computer when I was like 6 years old. So back in the day, we didn't have Google at that point. I was just reaching like encyclopedias and like books and maybe the search of people around me that had the knowledge. Later on, we reached Google. But then now everybody goes to ChatGPT, right? And then I just want to know, like, how do you find that? Is that
So,
ChatGPT so helpful?
so you've said it. Before we were looking into books, which
Yeah.
gonna takes, I would say, minutes. Let's say at least 30 minutes, maybe 60 minutes to find what you need. Then Google came. It's just a matter of writing and then look into the first page. Sometimes you go to the second page, but so it comes from 30 minutes to maybe 5 minutes. But today, you said it, Joarly, we write our idea. I want to write about this and that. And in matter of seconds, you have your result. We need to understand as professionals, as students, as parents, that's the new reality. So what is important to do is to understand and start mastering how to work with that such tool to have the right answers or to have, I would say, answers that fits our needs. I'm in Dubai, just to take an example. I went to a couple of schools to try to understand how they integrate technology in their and AI in their curriculums. And many of them starting to, I would say, doing courses or notions of AIs since the elementary school, which is amazing. So one of the skills, for instance, that I find is a must really for everybody, including students, parents, etc., it's mastering what we call the prompt engineering. Because when you talk about the Gen AI, which is because there is different type of AIs, but let's make it simple. Let's divide it into the regular AI and there is Gen AI. So now let's focus specifically on Gen AI, which is generating, could be text, could be images, songs, wherever, using prompts. So prompts, it's the questions, what you're writing in order to AI to provide you the answer. It's like a human, Joali. It's not that different. So the answer is as good as your question.
Mhm.
So if you ask a good question, you're going to have a good answer. If you can ask a broad question, you're going to have a broad answer. So what is extremely important to understand on that, how to ask your questions to the Gen AI. And as I've mentioned, even as parent, we need to be able to explain that and to teach that to our kids. So it's to be specific as well as providing a little bit of context. Um, Set expectations. Example you've mentioned, I want to write a text. So is it a 100 words text? Is it 200? Is it 20? As well as try to break down the request or the prompt, which is going to help you to structure your answer. And for sure, it's not one, I would say we need to be ready to iterate and refine the results. And I'll take you a specific example. As professional, let's say you attended to a meeting, Juwarli, and you have an AI tools that take notes of the meeting, and then you want to do a summary. So you can just prompt, write an email about the meeting. Okay, it's gonna use some logic, usually based on what I would say the large audience want to see in that email, and try to answer your email. But imagine if you write a prompt that you say, I want to write a professional email for my team. So you say it needs to be a professional style. It's for my team, reminding them about the to-dos that we discussed in that meeting, and include a brief agenda for our next meeting, starting with an introduction, then the project goals, etc., etc., and use, I would say, an engaging format. Bang. So that's on being precise on how you ask the question, Juwarli, it will bring you the right answer. So all that to say, it's not that obvious at the beginning. So as parents, as even professional, it's important that we start slowly to mastering that kind of what we call prompt engineering. So it's one of the examples that comes to my mind, Joelle, about how as professionals or as parents, we need to, I would say, educate our kids or our employees, train them to use properly this technology.
Yeah, so basically it goes together with being curious. So when we're
Oh, yeah.
curious, we ask questions. As you know, little kids are always asking questions. Why? But why? So basically, by being curious, you ask the proper questions. So we actually must be we must be a better question askers. It makes sense. How can we ask questions? The precision on the questions will actually determine the answer that you get, that it actually is tailored to your specific need. So yeah.
And may I give you a very quick example about curiosity, Joali? Personally, I set a routine each morning where I use a specific prompt asking ChatGPT about what's the most innovation, what are the most trendy and significant innovation that happened each day about AI, about sustainability, because it's also an area that of interest for me, about startups. So every single day I run that, and I got those five main, I would say, news. So to your point, you need to be curious and leverage that technology because we have it at our fingertips. And guess what? Before, I need to Google maybe for an hour every day to have all that information quickly.
Yes, exactly. So now to finalize our chat, which basically our conversation can be going for hours because it can be translated in every part of our life. But I actually, because I work a lot with human connection, is a big part of me. Even though I'm a real estate agent, I really love, since I'm a kid, community building. So education and community building for me is being very important. So I just wanted to know, in terms of that fear that we have the technology being actually supporting our process, but many times we feel that disconnection, because I even was listening about the potential of having nannies that are going to be taking care of our kids, to actually freeing our time, having more time for us to also spend time with the kids, and the nannies will be actually educating our kids. The nannies will be taking care of our kids. But then what about emotions? Because how can we teach to AI emotions, right? That's a big part of the differentiation between us and technology. So we have this spirit, this emotion that we react to others, to our environment. So how do you see this happening? How can AI be used in our home, in our workplaces, to enhance meaningful connections?
So that's another very, very good questions and very, very interesting there, Joali. So you can be surprised how AI can master what we call the sentiment analysis. For a simple reason, we are, especially while we are writing, and these days we are also seeing it in terms of how the cameras are able also with AI to analyze our body language and our face and how we interact. So there is a lot of research as well as a lot of tools that start to either analyze what we are writing or analyze how we are behaving to try to categorize our sentiments. Are we sad? Are we happy? I would say, do we feel under pressure? And therefore can interact with us based on our sentiment. So this is an area where you can be surprised how efficient technology is. I've seen it in many areas. One of the very interesting area, it was cameras that started to be put on schools to analyze behavior, faces, as well as, for instance, like any parent, one of our biggest fear it's about our kids being bullied. So it's about avoid bullying and ensure that our kids are enjoying, I would say, their stay at schools or in the universities. So there is a lot of technology put in there. But in addition to that, Joali, what I really love also, as I've told you, we are parents, and there is a lot of people maybe listening to us that are parents. There's a lot of AI tools that are helping us to leverage AI for personalized entertainment that will touch us or touch us in more personalized way. And when we were chatting the other day, I've talked to you about a tool that I loved. It's called Nookly, about how you, as family, as parent, can co-create with, supported with an AI powered tool, tailored stories based on the child unique interests and personality. So for example, parents can put the name of their child, his hobbies, favorite themes. Let's say they like space adventure or dinosaurs like mine. And that tool's called Nookly can generate a custom story where the child gonna be the hero. And imagine, you can also say, okay, my child needs some, I want also to educate to my child very, I would say, common values. Let's say respecting parents or be patient. And then the child
Superpowers,
gonna see
superpowers.
superpowers. Then child can see himself like a dinosaur called John or Elon or wherever, and trying to tailor that story to him to catch his interest and be sure that he better understand that I would say the values that we're trying to educate him. So it's to me it was a wow effect. I've tried it with my kids and it was a wow effect, and therefore a lot of people are thinking about the bad side of AI. Okay, AI gonna replace my job. AI gonna I don't know what gonna do to my kids. But let's be realistic as well. There is a lot of very, very good AI tools that, in my opinion, will help us as professionals and as parents. So, in a nutshell, those are few examples that caught my attention, Joali, about as within our family house, AI can help.
Yeah. Can you please remind us the name of that tool?
Nookly, Nookly.
Okay. Yes. I will write it on the chat notes for everybody to play with it. I imagine there is like free version and then also a pay version.
Yes, and it's not that expensive.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. No, great. I believe in the power of creating a story, especially for our kids that they love the imagination of that brings this into their life. So yeah, that's a beautiful way to activate bonding through storytelling. Well, Elias, it was so amazing also to chat again with you, especially today, Monday, to get our creativity and also our activation of the AI. It's time to activate it, not only with a simple tool like ChatGPT that is being out there for so many years, but also with the new tools, like you say, that one for storytelling and so many other ones coming in to help our actually life to be easier and to free in time to actually spend more time with our families, to travel more and to do things that we actually want to enjoy more than just simply work, right? I think
100%.
something that you could share with us that that has transformed to you since you moved to Dubai that you want to share to everybody, especially for those people that are thinking that they want to make a change in their environment. They want to maybe relocate to a new country. They want to change to a new company, or they actually just want to open a new business.
So, as I've mentioned, first of all, if you've never visited Dubai, come over. You're gonna fall in love, and it's gonna give you all the, I would say, positive energy. I'm gonna encourage you to come here. But when you're gonna see it and feel the spirit around, you will fall in love definitely. But more concretely, it's all about also network. It's all about the people that you know, the people that gonna explain to you and provide you more realistic view on, let's say, if you're working in marketing or working in HR, what are the specificity, etc. Because the majority of people that are going to come here, they want also to get a job. So it's very important as well to understand the job market from that perspective, be in contact with people. But you've mentioned earlier, Joarli, I think we live in the most safest city in the world, one of the most cleanest one of the cities that you have the most fun in it, in terms of restaurants, etc. It's quite amazing. So again, to do the move, I really encourage people to reach out to, let's say if you're Canadian, there is a lot of Canadian community. If you're from UK or from US, reach to your communities, try to understand in more detailed way how the market job is for your area of expertise, or as well as we all know, it's extremely as well easy, at least from a business perspective, to open your own company here. They are very welcoming country to open companies here. So it's also an area where people can come and can also open their own company in the region.
Yes, like Elyes says, that we have multiple ways to actually start from scratch in Dubai, from opening a personal company to be part of a company to invest in a property. There's so many ways to actually been able to make it here. So yeah, we are excited to receive over 100,000 newcomers, residents in Dubai that actually bring in so much curiosity, they're bringing so much excitement to the city and actually flavor to the city. So we are excited here from Dubai for you. And also, if you have any questions, let's follow Elyes in his LinkedIn. Please tell us a little bit about your LinkedIn and if we can actually just be part of that networking path that you have.
Definitely, Joali. I really, as I've said, I love networking. I love discussing with people. So please don't hesitate to contact me on LinkedIn, Elyes Elair. You're gonna find me. There's only one, hopefully. So, and as Joali mentioned, I'm quite active on LinkedIn as well because I love sharing with people. I share my passion about technology, about AI, about the events that I attend. So please don't hesitate to reach out, send me a message, send me a request for connection, and I'll be more than happy to connect with you.
Thank you so much. And well, everybody, remember that we always have a time to come back into alignment. So have a beautiful day, and I see you next month.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.